welcome to another time here on my channel. I am very excited to have all of you gather around because you're about to learn. I am so excited to be here. A very big thank you to all of you who have been subscribing, who have subscribed rather, shared my video, who always comment, who watch. I really appreciate it. Alright, today we're going to be talking about procrastination. Very important. We're going to be talking to you about how to stop it. It is important that you join me after the break. I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back to my channel. My name is PE. I said that earlier, why am I repeating it? Anyways, today I said I was going to talk to you about how to stop procrastination because you know procrastination is the thief. They say procrastination is the thief of time. Yeah, I think that's how they say it. And so it's important that you know how to stop it. I feel like a lot of us are in that box. Research has it that a large number of people, like 80 to 90% of students especially, are procrastinators. And we need to work on that. Imagine that you as a student, you procrastinate. When you grow up and then you start working, it's something that would go with you if you do not handle it now. So we're going to be talking to you all on how to handle or stop procrastination. Now let's look at what procrastination is. First of all, we're looking at the Latin word. Now for the Latin word, just add the two letters EM behind it. So it is procrastination. So what it means is actually the definition of procrastination. Honestly, I love it so much in as much as it's a Latin word. Now it means putting off from day to day or deferred to morning. So that's to say that something that you're supposed to do, you're always taking it back, like, okay, you know what, putting it off from day to day, or you're like, okay, next morning. Next day you're like, next morning I'll do it. So that's what procrastination is. And also procrastination is defined scientifically as self-regulatory failure. So you're setting yourself up for failure if you're procrastinating, like taking things behind, things you're supposed to do now, you're always taking it back, and then it piles up and then it becomes overwhelming. So that is why I'm here to help you. You are welcome. I also have to point out that procrastination is not laziness. Laziness is you not doing the thing at all, not having the zeal to do the thing at all. But procrastination is moving it to another time and then doing it at the time that was not planned for it to have been done. So there are two different things. So people should not get it wrong. I see a lot of people who call procrastinators lazy people. It is not laziness. I'm tired of laziness. So some people say sorry. Okay, so now let's look at some of the things that we need to address based on procrastination. First off, we'll have to look at the causes of procrastination. There are different things that make people procrastinate. First off, it is personality traits, and secondly is biological. Personality traits for people who are perfectionists. They always feel like, oh, if I do it and it's not, if I do it now, it will not be perfect. So let me take it to another time. That's one reason why a lot of people procrastinate. I feel like I am under that umbrella, but I have to tell myself, you know what, just start. So if you're a perfectionist, you have a very high chance of constantly procrastinating. Then people who have low self-efficacy, people who feel like they're not good enough for a particular thing, they tend to procrastinate because they feel like if they do it, they're not actually going to do it well, and then they're also going to be told that they didn't do it well. So they're always just marking time and giving themselves time as to doing a particular thing. Next up, we have people that we call low conscientiousness. Those are people that are not organized, people that cannot put things together. Those kinds of people always almost fall under people who procrastinate because you're not organized, you're not able to even know when to do a particular thing, and so automatically procrastination is a thing that they have to do. Then let's move on to people who are impulsive, people who they just wake up and they want to do a particular thing, they wake up and they want to hit a goal. They do not actually have a plan. So you find out that people who are impulsive are natural procrastinators because if they don't feel like doing a particular thing at that time, they don't do it. And so they procrastinate until their impulse tells them, you know what, go ahead and do it, and then they go ahead and do it. That's those are some of the causes of procrastination when it has to do with personality traits. Then biological traits is anxiety disorder, depression. You know, depression just makes you not want to do a thing. You're always pushing back on deadlines. You're always pushing back on tasks just because you do not feel like it. You know, mental disorder and all of that. All that is biological. For that, you can go to therapists. You can also go to the hospital for proper help. It's actually more medical than something that somebody can tell you off a book what to do, right? Okay, now we have looked at the causes of procrastination. Now let's look at how it can be handled. All right, next up, let's look at the different types of procrastinators. I'm sure you didn't know that it had types, right? You just thought, I'm a procrastinator, and that's what it is. No, it has two different types. No, not just two. It's a couple, but it's not a couple. A couple is two. It has different types. So let me just give you the different types of procrastinators. Now we have the active procrastinators. We have the passive procrastinators. We also have the worriers, the overdoers. The passive procrastinators are people who struggle to make decisions and act on them. And then the active procrastinators are people who feel like they function better working under pressure, and they feel like if there's no pressure as to the thing that they need to do, then they will not do it well. You didn't know there were people like that. There are people like that. We also have the worriers, people who are constantly worrying about, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Why should I do it now? And all. We also have the overdoers. Those people take too much on themselves, and at the end of the day, they're not able to do what they need to do. They constantly have to procrastinate because they have taken upon themselves too much. We have the dreamers, we have the drifters, we have different kinds of procrastinators, but those are the particular ones. And I'm sure that with the list that I've given, you can fix yourself of why you have been procrastinating and all of that. Okay, I have to confess, I used to be an active procrastinator because I used to feel like I work better under pressure. If it's not in the heat of the moment, it's not exciting, I can't do the work well. But when I'm under pressure, I can move around and make sure that thing is done. And I feel like a lot of people fall under that category where they always push things back, and when the pressure is much, they feel like they can do all of that at once, and then they're able to sort it out. And it's not a good place to be, it's not a good thing. And that is why my next point is how to stop procrastination. Things that you can do. Let's dive into it. First off, learn to set small goals. Now, the thought of achieving a very big goal can be very overwhelming, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of people like to procrastinate. So if you're able to set smaller goals, it is better that you can take a small task and finish it at a very short time. Take another small task and finish it. By the time you're able to take it little by little, you find yourself achieving a bigger goal. So set small goals. Number 2, organize your tasks. Have a detailed timeline as to when, what, and how to achieve those goals or those tasks. It's very important. If you're able to do that, you know that at this time I should be doing this, at that time I should be done doing this, you would find out that procrastination will be less for you. It won't be a usual thing. 3, focus your attention on whatever you're doing at that particular time and make sure that you're done with it at the time that you have planned to do it. 4, remove distractions. Very important. If your table is disorganized, it is something that you need to work on, because if you have a disorganized table or workspace, then you will definitely not be able to concentrate on a particular task and finish it, and that way you have to pull it over, you have to procrastinate it to another time because you were distracted. So organize your workspace and remove distractions. Next up, you need to learn to forgive yourself. If you find out that you are putting in the effort, or maybe a lot of these things that I'm talking about, you're doing them, but you find out that you're still procrastinating, give yourself time, forgive yourself, look back at what you need to do, go back and reflect, work again, and come back. Trust me, it is not something you can stop in one day. It's something that takes time. So take out the time and make sure that you're able to do these things, and so you can stop procrastinating. Next up, another thing that I think is really exciting is you need to promise yourself a reward for not procrastinating. Tell yourself that you're going to give yourself something for procrastinating, and so at the end of the day, you're looking at the end, that at the end of the day, I'm going to get a car if I do not procrastinate. So have that at the back of your mind while you're working, and that would really help you to deal with your procrastination issues. And then finally, have an accountability officer. It is very good. That person who helps you to make sure that you do not fall back into that addiction of procrastination. So that person constantly tells you, Evelyn, this day is the day that you need to do this, and you're not pushing it to another day. And so you do that on that day. That person will constantly let you know why you should do it, constantly reminds you that you should do it, and it's constantly on your case on that matter. If you have that person in your life, you are blessed. So have that thing, and that person constantly reminds you and constantly helps you, and it just makes it easier for you. With that, you will be able to stop procrastinating. And that is all I have for you on this episode. You see, it's not such a long episode, is it? It's not, right? I'm trying to really make my videos shorter because someone told me to, but I do hope that you'll be able to learn some of these things so that you can stop procrastinating. Very, very important. This year, 2024, we are going to be better people, and these are some of the things that we should put in place to make sure that we are better people. And I'll be seeing you again on my next episode. Thank you all so much for joining me, and do well to subscribe, ring the bell so that you know every time I have a new video, comment and share. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.